Hey, my name is Robert Kool from Kool and the Gang, and you are watching Hip Hop United because we have to stay united. Hip Hop.
All right. Okay. We have the guest of honor here, Mr. Robert Kool, from the one and only, the legendary Kool and the Gang, everybody. How's it going? Can you hear us okay?
We're doing well. We've been having a long week, Zoom to Zoom to Zoom, Zoom, Zoom.
Right. I've been zooming all week myself. Well, once again, I do appreciate you for checking in, taking the time to speak to me today. And my guests also from Hip Hop. I'm with Hip Hop United, and I have some special guests on the Zoom with me. Some students that will be joining today.
Okay.
So let's get into it. Briefly take us on a journey, to how you got started in the music business, becoming a legend with the group Kool and the Gang.
Well, Kool and the Gang, we started back in 1964 as the Jazzy Acts, and then it was changed to the Soul Town Band. Then Kool and the Flames. And you had James Brown and the Famous Flames. So we didn't want to have any problem with the Godfather. So we said, well, we just call it Kool and the Gang. And that's how it started. And our first record came out July 3rd, 1969. And then we moved on through the 70s, of course, with hits like Funky Stuff and Hollywood Swingin', Jungle Boogie, Summer Madness, also Open Sesame. And then we made some changes again. And we decided to get a lead singer in 1978. And we worked on a project. Our first album with a lead singer, James J.T. Taylor, and we came up with Ladies Night. And then from that point, from Ladies Night and Too Hot and Joanna Fresh, Cherish, and then the Ultimate Celebration. That's the short version.
Got you. Yeah, I grew up listening to your music. I'm a 70s baby myself, and I grew up listening to it. Now, your band is one of the most sampled bands of all times. How does it feel that your music has inspired so many throughout the years? Because, I hear your songs like to this day in commercials, family reunions, that's the number one. Like if Kool and the Gang is not played at a family reunion, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like your music still lives to this day. How does it make you feel to know that your body of work is still lasting?
Well, I mean, we're very thankful for that. For our music over the years to be used for so many things, like you said, and especially during the 70s with the hip hop movement. Of course, a lot of artists have sampled our music, from Jazzy Jeff and Prince, Tribe Called Quest, and it's Diddy with Hollywood Swinging and Maze. It's been quite a few. So I mean, it's great. I mean, because a lot of times people, the kids don't know who really wrote the song when they hear it. Oh,
The originator.
This song, yeah. Well, this is so new song. It's, and then all the folks like us said, no,
Yeah.
that's Kool in the Gang. That little lick came from Kool in the Gang,
Right.
So it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
Absolutely. Let's fast forward a little bit. So right now you got a lot of things going on. You have a champagne. You coming out with a new single. On to Kool Kids Foundation. Talk a little bit about the new beverage that you have out right now.
Well, I'm here in ATL promoting the Kool Champagne, of course. I was touring a couple of years ago in Europe, and the promoter came to me and said, listen, I'm doing a champagne on the Lake Barry White, and also with one of the members of the Bee Gees. And what do you think about doing your own champagne? So I thought about it, but I said, I don't really want to promote the champagne for my concerts. Because when people come to the shows, they really, they want a T-shirt, they want a cap. They ain't think about taking a bottle of champagne with them.
Right.
But I did tell them, so I want to go on the shelves. I want retail. And so that's when we decided to go into retail. And I came up with the name Le Kool Champagne because I wanted to have that French vibe. And then our deal, a winery partner, the Berthelot family, is from Champagne Country. And that's when we came up with the name Le Kool Champagne. And we was waiting to break it in Europe first and bring it back to America. Of course, things have changed now. You have the pandemic and COVID-19 and a lot of other things that's going on right now. But we're still out there doing what we want to do. And that's why we're in ATL. I've been here since Monday. I've been having a great time. And the good thing about it, people like the champagne. Now I said, no, don't tell me, you like the champagne because it's cool champagne or cool in the gang.
I
Tell
like
me because you like
it. And the thing about Atlanta, the liquor stores never close. So,
oh, yeah, that's a good thing.
Right. They never close. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. So far, so good. I mean, we're enjoying ourselves. We're doing a lot of social media stuff and, a lot of Zooming, but it's been great.
Absolutely. So talk about the new single, Pursuit of Happiness.
Well, I lost my brother about 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. My condolences.
And that was one of the songs that he wrote before he passed. And it's a song called Pursuit of Happiness, World Peace. And it's about that. If you listen to the lyrics, some of the lyrics is from the Constitution for the Pursuit of Happiness. And so we're going to come out with it in a couple of weeks, and we have a whole album that's coming out next year. And we feel good. I mean, the time is right. I mean, we did songs like Who's Gonna Take the Weight? Now that was way back in the day about what's going on today. What was going on during that time, with the world, how the world was going and who's gonna be responsible for all this corruption and destruction that was going on. We said that in the 70s. So Pursuit of Happiness is I would say somewhat of a continuation of that, of what's going on today.
Understood. So now your Kool Kids Foundation, let's get into that a little bit before we open up the floor to the students.
Well, my wife came up with the idea of doing a foundation for the kids. Of course, I lost my wife 2 years ago. And she wanted to do something to bring music back into the schools. She said, that's what I want to do. I want to go help the kids bring music back to the schools. And then when I was coming up, 14, 15 years old, you had classes where you can go in and if you wanted to play the violin or if you wanted to play an instrument, you had that. And I brought the violin home. I didn't like it. Did the cello, didn't like it. Did the mellophone. That was like a French horn. Nah. So I ended up with playing the bass. So I guess what she wanted is that to have the opportunity to go to a music class or have music in the schools. You don't have that anymore. So what I'm doing now is pushing it into 2021 and pushing the Kool Kids Foundation. I'm doing different fundraisers for scholarship for kids in school.
Got you. Well, that's a great thing that you're doing, and you're definitely, holding on to the legacy. She would, want to keep it going and stuff like that. So now let's open up the floor to the students. They have a few questions about, the music business. So let's see. Let me go check here. So does anyone have any questions so far about anything? Any of this? Okay, I see a few hands right now. Okay, we're gonna start from the top here. You can go ahead and unmute Diamond Washington.
Hi, my name is Diamond. I just want to say hello to everybody, and I'm just amazed at everything that you said, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to be here. My question is, what are some ways that you learn to market yourself in the industry? Especially, you were in a time where social media was not, popping wasn't a thing, you know what I'm saying? So outside of social media, how did you learn to maintain marketing yourself, or did you just rely on your team and like the way of the world to market yourself?
Well, I mean, it's a whole new ball game out there now with social media in terms of how to market yourself. Back when we were coming up with the record companies and doing some of the things that I'm doing now with the Kool Champagne. You got to get out there. Back in the day, you came up with a record, you're a promotion guy. You go knock on the program director's door, give him some donuts and some coffee, say, "Can you play my record?" and the record companies who run the record, man, you better go out there. I want that record to be top 10. So it's a different game back then than it is today. Now you got social media. You can go into everybody's home. Everybody in the world, even Timbuktu, got a cell phone. So, you can reach the whole world now. So it's a whole different thing. I mean, the opportunities now, I think, is even better than it was back in the day.
So you would say that social media is definitely like a benefit with this day and time, and like the thing that can push you out there outside of having like a promoting team and manager and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, you can have a manager, but at the same time, you can reach a lot of people, and just studying what the music business is about, and marketing and promotion, and understanding the publishing and copyrights, and you need a good lawyer. Make sure that you cut the right deals. But that's where it's at, I see today.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Diamond. Okay, so I see Caleb is next. Caleb Brinson, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello. I was just wondering, so I've seen where you have 23 studio albums. Many celebrities and artists don't make it past album 1 or 2. Where would you say you've been able to find that creative drive?
Well, I forget how many albums I have out over the years. I think, working hard and being creative with what you do. In the earlier days, several of my members has passed. Like I said, I just lost my brother about 5 weeks ago. But everybody was writing, and contributing. So we all worked together. And we came up with a lot of music, and we were successful with these songs. And they have been played and redone, which is a part of these 23 albums that we have done. People go and they do the album over, but I mean, we control the music, we control the copyrights. So get back what I just said, the control of the writers, music, the copyrights, and trying to come up with great ideas, stay competitive, because a lot of acts today it's about sound alike. It's almost like McDonald's and Burger King. You know what I mean? But you gotta have your own. And it's not easy. You gotta get your own sound, your own identity, but people know that's you. Because back in the '70s, if you heard Earth, Wind and Fire, you heard Earth, Wind and Fire. If you heard P-Funk, George Clinton, that was their sound. Ohio Players had their sound. Commodores had their sound. Manjo had their sound. War had their sound. So everybody had their own sound. Today, I don't know who's who, to be honest with you.
All right, is that it? Okay. All right, so next we have Kennedy. Kennedy, you can unmute yourself.
Hello, my name is Kennedy Jefferson. I'm a graduating senior from Hampton University. I go to Hampton University. I'm a journalism major, marketing minor, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. It's an honor to be speaking with you today. I'm just so grateful for this opportunity, and my parents love you. And my question is, why do you think that bands have depleted over the years, especially like live bands today? I know that, well, today, like a lot of artists like to put out some quick singles and maybe an EP, but we hardly see albums, rarely, unless it comes from like a big artist. But why do you think that live bands aren't really as popular today than they were during like your time, or even in the 90s with like Mint Condition or other bands?
Well, back in the day, we're out there. You're touring. You're on tour buses. You're doing shows with various artists. You're playing in the nightclubs. You're working on your music. And you're building your craft. Back in the days. Today, it's I'm not a high tech guy like that, but say you can just about do an album on an iPhone. you know. So what happened to the days of going in and learning the music and recording the music and making mistakes and have to do the song all over again? Today you can just patch it up, do this, and that. So it has definitely changed today, and you do not see a lot of acts like out there. I mean, I have to take my hat off to artists like Bruno Mars. It's like a young cool in the game. You mentioned Mint Condition. Yeah, you don't have those type of artists anymore. Every now and then when I was traveling, in Europe, and you go to different clubs like in Japan and Australia, you have those bands in there are playing and learning the music. They're not just sampling, So you might have that, in the future. Those guys now who are developing their acts and their music will probably be out there soon.
All right. Thank you so much. Any last questions from anybody? Okay. Did someone say they had a question? Is that it? Okay.
Ask one more question, actually.
Okay. All right. We have 8 more minutes, so.
Okay, it'll be quick.
Okay.
How do you, main question, how do you maintain your composure when negativity comes to you in the industry? Because especially with social media now, your image can get tainted like at the drop of a dime. Like back in the day, you didn't have social media, everybody recording anything. So if you did something, it was like, that was a mess up, that was a moment. But at this day and age, how do you keep your composure in the industry when, promoters gyp you at a gig or, a fan does something inappropriate? How do you keep your cool, just stay without retaliating or reacting, I guess?
Well, you can't give up. They say only the strong survive. And, it's probably more today than it was back in the day. But, we had our competition, with different bands, and, they wanted to do better than what you did. Or we even had guys, you're doing the show and then somebody go pull the plug out. So all the music, your amplifiers cut off and the whole type of things like that. But competitive, but, we made it through that, because we didn't give up. We said, okay, we'll go this way, we'll go that way. Going through the 70s or the 80s when time when in the late 70s, they had this thing about disco is dead, dance music is dead. They were dead, burning albums in Chicago. But we didn't let that stop us. We said, okay, we'll make a few changes. And that's when we got a lead singer. And that's when James J.T. Taylor became a part of the band. And we came up with Ladies Night and Too Hot, Jungle, and then Fresh and Cherished and Celebration. So we just didn't give up. We had, somebody mentioned something about the promoters walking out the back door with your money. You got to go up there and Boogaloo, Mississippi, try to get paid, and guy pull a gun out on you. Hey, you best get on out of here. Well, you owe us money. You best get on out of here. So it's been in our movie and our book. It's been, it hasn't always been easy, I'm telling you.
All right. Okay, we have one last quick question from Diana Thomas.
Hi, my question is, what advice would you give someone to advance and maintain their career in this industry?
Well, again, like I said, to try to be as original as you can, because so many, groups sound alike, but also to, try to understand about how it all works in terms of your publishing and your writing and how your music is placed. Today it's a little easier because of social media, but back in, when we started, everything was being controlled by your publishers and BMI. You had to work yourself up the ladder to either get your proper piece of your material. But today, it's a little better today because of social media. So I would say just, stay strong and try to come up and do things different and create your own sound. And that's very important.
All right. Well, I do appreciate everybody. We have a few minutes left. We're just gonna basically close everything out. Oh, hold on one second. We got one more quick question from John.
Hi, Kool.
Hey, John.
How are you, sir?
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, okay. I love the fact that you have a nonprofit organization. I also have a nonprofit organization, and we work with kids between the ages of 18 and young adults up to 22. And some of my kids had a question, but they couldn't make it to the call. And their question for you is, if given another opportunity to start all over as a teenager, what would you have done differently?
That's another question.
Yeah, in terms of the music industry.
Well, I have a saying that you live and learn, and then you learn to live. Because had we not went through the different things that we went through, it kind of made us stronger in terms of moving forward. Sometimes you have to take that beating a little bit, but you say, well, I'll never do that again. Because I know, this guy coming to the table with some, I don't want to hear that. Because I've been there and done that. But 50 years in the business, we know what not to do. I mean, we lost a lot of money over the years, man. Because we're not knowing what to do. But the blessing is that we're still here. We're still around. And we understand the business now. So that's very important to understand that and stay in there.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And I do appreciate you guys, students, Mr. Kool, Lisa, for orchestrating this and setting it up. And again, I do appreciate everybody for checking in and taking the time to speak to Hip Hop United. Follow us on Instagram at hiphopunited_LLC.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was an honor, Mr. Kool.
Okay. Well, hey, Hip Hop United. All right.
Thank you so much.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
All right,
You
bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye.